Welcome back. Today we are talking about the client life cycle. Last week we talked a little bit about just the basics of the wedding industry, and today we are talking client life cycle. So this is from them finding you online to inquiring with you to you doing their wedding and offboarding them. What is that entire process like? And for this, I've got a downloadable. It's in the link in the bio, so go ahead and open that up, because as you follow along with it through this video, it's going to be super helpful for you to visualize it if you're a visual learner, or if your brain is running, you can just go ahead and start filling in those little areas. So check that out, it's in the link, and let's get started. All right, so I've got it pulled up here on my computer, so I might be looking over here a little bit, just a heads up so you know. So this worksheet is called the Client Experience Worksheet. We talk a lot about client experience in my courses and in my coaching calls, but basically your client experience is your workflow for the day, and you want to make sure that your workflow is on lock. So the way that you can utilize this worksheet is you are going to take every step of the process. So inquiry and booking, when they reach out to you, and your sales process, you're going to write out every step. And then they're going to move on to the planning part. So this is leading up to the wedding day. You're going to write out every step. Then the actual wedding day, you're going to write out every step of your service. And then after the wedding day, you're going to write out every step of your delivery or your offboarding process. So really quick, this is kind of how I do mine. When someone inquires with me, I send them an email and I say, hey, let's hop on a call. I want to learn about your day. I do go ahead and give them my pricing up front. There's lots of different opinions on that. This is just what I do. It works for me. So we hop on a call. We talk about their day. I get all the info I need. I send them a proposal. And the proposal, they can come back to me and give me changes. Or if they have questions, they can always ask. But my proposal is signable. So if they like what they see, they can go ahead and sign. Now they are officially booked with me. I send them their invoice, they pay it, we move on to the planning part of things. So in the planning part of things, I send them a bridal guide, and I let them know, hey, since I'm a videographer, I'm not super involved in the planning part of things. You're going to be working on your timeline with your planner during this time. So feel free to reach out to me, but I'm going to circle back with you a little bit later. Once you kind of have a working timeline, we can talk over a couple things at that point. So after that, they send me their timeline, usually about a month or two out from the wedding, and we will look over that, make sure that there's ample time to do everything that we need to do, and that we're going to work well with their photographer's timeline and things like that. There's a couple other things that are proprietary to my workflow that I'm not going to share here, but I do share them in my coaching calls. So if you're curious, we can hop on a call, but I don't always put it out there. So then we move on to the wedding day. And the way that I film the wedding day, you can kind of see this laid out in my How to Film Weddings guide. It's my ebook, and it lays out the process that I still use to this day. I've used it for years, and it's pretty tight. So feel free to check that out. So the wedding day, I show up, I say, hey, we film getting ready, I get the details, we move on to the ceremony, reception, and then we say goodbye to them at the end of the night after their grand exit. So the wedding day is pretty straightforward. If you're a planner, you probably have a lot more going on that day. If you're a photographer, it might kind of look the same as what my day is. If you're a cake maker, it might look a little different as well with transportation and things like that. So the wedding day, you just kind of want to have a loose idea of what's your standard process, and then it can change from wedding to wedding. Now we're going to move on to offboarding and delivery. So if you don't have any deliverables after the wedding day, such as videos or photos, or maybe a painting if you're a live painter, the delivery part of this isn't going to be super applicable, but the offboarding part is. So if you are like me and you're a videographer, of course, you're going to send them an email saying, hey, I'm working on your films. This is how long it usually takes me to edit them. Thanks for having me at your wedding day. I'll talk to you soon when I get your films ready. So then I deliver their films. Same thing for photographers. You're going to be delivering their photos. You're going to ask how they like it. If they loved it, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad. And then you're going to say, hey, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your day. I cannot wait to work with you again on either their family films, or if you're a photographer, maybe doing their Christmas card photos every year. And then you're going to say, I would love a review. And this can be kind of scary. And you want to make sure that before you offer a review that you have settled anything that they didn't like about their day. So you're going to ask for that review, send them a direct link to leave a review on whatever platform you want them to leave a review on. So if you like your reviews on The Knot or Wedding Wire or Google or Facebook, send them a direct link to do that. Make it so easy for them. But if they don't love their end product and you still have a little bit more work to do on your end, you need to handle that, make sure that they're happy, and then send them the ask for the review. Because if you haven't served them completely, and if you haven't gone the extra mile and done everything you could to make them happy, then why would you ask for a review? Because you haven't even finished your services yet. So make sure that that's a manual piece. You may or may not want to automate this entire process. You can do that through CRMs, or you can do it on like a Google Drive sheet. Whatever you want to do is fine. I do this process pretty manually because that's the way I like it done. I like it very personalized to each person, but you can do it however you'd like. And that is pretty much how we craft a workflow and a client experience. So I hope that this worksheet is easy for you to use. It helps you think through a couple things, and it can really elevate your client experience and keep your clients booking with you and telling their friends.